Hi, welcome to Precision Turbo Talks. My name is Grant Gorham, and today we're going to be discussing the differences between a journal bearing and a ball bearing turbocharger. If you look here, we have two different turbochargers on display. We have to my left a journal bearing unit, and to my right a ball bearing unit. A very frequently asked question that we get is if my turbocharger is ball bearing or if it is journal bearing. Well, there's a distinct difference between the two if you look at the bearing cartridge. As you look at the ball bearing turbocharger here, it has what we would look at or consider a heat sink bearing cartridge, while this one is smoother and doesn't have the same vanes on it. This is one easy way to tell the difference between the two units. Also, the ball bearing turbocharger has a oil feed locating pin on top of it. This female nut is actually a 1-inch long pin that locates the bearings in place in the center section. One of the other questions that we get quite often is if I should choose a journal bearing or a ball bearing turbochargers and what the difference is between the two. A ball bearing turbocharger is going to have more durability than a journal bearing unit. It's also going to have quicker spool characteristics and help combat any type of oil starvation that could occur on a vehicle. While a journal bearing is a great option and a more inexpensive option as a ball bearing, the consideration of a ball bearing turbocharger should always be present with what your budget will allow. We're going to actually pull these units apart and take a look at the components that it takes to make up the actual systems themselves. First off, I want to show the journal bearing system here. It requires 3 components to the thrust system. The first component being a thrust collar. The second component being the actual thrust bearing. And then the third part being an inboard thrust washer. These 3 components are critical to be used to have a successful journal bearing system. Now I want to point out that this is actually a 360-degree thrust bearing. This ensures the most reliability and the best combat to any type of thrust loads that will occur on a system. Some manufacturers don't currently use a 360-degree thrust bearing, but we do, trying to ensure the most reliability and the best performing turbocharger that we can produce in a journal bearing system. There's also 2 journal bearings within the journal bearing system. These are brass or float bearings that rely on oil volume to keep the bearing alive or to keep the actual system alive. So now we're going to actually take a look at our ball bearing systems here. The first thing that I want to point out is that we only have a thrust collar on the system. Then we have an oil feed locating pin right here. Now I have some customers ask me if they can remove this pin or what to do if this pin has been removed. Well, if you have removed this pin or this pin has been removed from the system, it's very critical that you call and talk to a sales representative or a service technician to have the turbocharger actually sent back in to have this repaired. No damage has occurred if you've removed it, but if you try to actually reinstall it without appropriately lining up the bearings, you can damage the bearing system, resulting in quite a costly repair. So it's just best to send it in. So now when we remove the actual turbine wheel here, you'll see when we slide the ball bearing cartridge out, this is what makes up the entire ball bearing center section. Now this ball bearing turbocharger is rebuildable. We simply have to just replace the bearing cartridge if ever needed or if damage had ever occurred to the actual system here. This is made up of rows of balls and doesn't require any other thrust washer or any type of inboard thrust collar. So as you can see, the component makeup of both a journal bearing and a ball bearing turbocharger is quite different. You have quite a few more moving parts on a journal bearing turbocharger and a little less moving parts on the ball bearing turbocharger. Depending on your goals and your budget, you can go with either unit. Both will produce the same power, just how that power is interpreted will determine on which unit you should really consider. As I had mentioned before, our ball bearing turbochargers are fully rebuildable depending on what kind of damage or condition the turbocharger is in. So in conclusion, you can see the differences between the ball bearing and journal bearing system here. The ball bearing being a little bit more robust, the journal bearing being a little bit more cost effective. Depending on what the budget allows, it is always a great option to go with the ball bearing turbocharger. And when I'm asked about what I use on my personal vehicle, I always tell them or recommend the ball bearing turbocharger. This has been Precision Turbo Talks. Thank you for watching.